All right. I'm a little shabby. Before we get started, I know there's a lot going on in the world, and so we just want to acknowledge that. But with that being said, we want to welcome you to What Did Prince Do This Week? Week 32. And we got the one and only, there will never be another, Michael Dean in the house. How are you today, Michael Dean?
Good morning. I'm feeling good. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for holding it down. We don't know if Mr. C. Lee is going to join us today. We hope so, but thank you so much last week for you and C. Lee holding it down. And we got Cassandra Bradley first in the chat. We know that Cassandra is heading to the gym, our AT alien. And we got Anna B. I love this. Let's explore the purple pages together. No summer break for us. And we got Detroit in the house. What up, though?
What up?
Let's see. Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay, Andre.
Now you can have them files. I'll take the funk.
Yeah, I'll take the funk as well. What up, April? We got Chanel. Good morning or afternoon, purple people. Another beautiful day in Zamunda. And we have Drea Dances, super hot in the shy today. And today's the Bud Billiken Parade, the largest Black parade in the country. All right. I did not know that. I wish C. Lee was here because he would give us a whole history. And then we got Zuzu's Petals. Yes, how's everybody doing today? We got Christina from Minneapolis. Oh my goodness, Christina saw Sheila E. last night at the Dakota. I'm sure that was incredible. The Dakota is an amazing venue in Minneapolis. If you ever have an opportunity to go to Minneapolis, make sure you stop by the Dakota. And Christina was 8 feet from her and her drum kit. And the E-Train band was great too. So with the E-Train, does that mean that Eric Leeds was also there? Can you let us know if the one and only, because he was part of the E-Train at one point. And we got Melvin Rush the second. Time for some purple love. That's what I'm talking about. We got Lisa Williams. And we got Theo in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Good morning, purple. Oh, there we go. Yes, there is a God. Let me make room for C. Lee. How you doing, C. Lee?
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good. So I called your name because Drea Dances talked about this Bud Billiken Parade. Do you know about the Bud Billiken Parade?
Yeah, I grew up I grew up watching the Bud Billiken Parade on TV every year. It's a really big deal. And I learned about a lot. I want to say, and I think it's Chicago, right? And it's a lot of black high school that would get highlighted. And it's basically a back to school parade in Chicago, but it's major.
Okay. And do you have your mic on, C. Lee?
Yes. Is it echoing or something?
Yeah, it's kind of echoing.
All right, hold on. Let me check something.
All right. Okay.
You trying to do the gated reverb on that?
Let's see.
Purple.
All right. We got Chris Burnett. We got Cynic 22. We got Mooches from Philly. Always love seeing Vanity. I have my alliterative brother, Blade Brown. We got D68A in the house. We have Love Sexy 71. We got Ronald Dagley Jr. We got our timekeeper who says, I need to be with Cassandra at the gym. You and me both, Kim. But Cassandra's holding it down for all of us. And then we got Sister Charles in the house. We got Elizabeth from Austria. Welcome, Elizabeth. We have another AT alien, Audrey, in the house. We have K Cool Music. Oh, thank you so much. My feminine touch was missed last week. What you guys did last week? I haven't had an opportunity to watch it yet.
Pause, but yes.
Hey, wait a minute. How's this? Is this better?
Yes, much better. Yeah. Amazing. You sound great. And then we got Democracy Fund, Defense Force. We got RTL 49. I don't know if you've been here with us in real time, but if you have, my apologies. But good morning, everyone from Chicago. We got Lady Cab Driver. We got JD Washington from the East
JD.
week. That's what I'm talking about. JD is very generous. I'm going to give like a sneak peek of the generosity of JD Washington. We have our first giveaway on
Oh, that's what's up.
this week because of JD. So we're going to, and it's an amazing giveaway.
Ooh, I wonder if it's what I think it is. I don't even know what it is, but I have a.
Yes. Actually, Michael Dean might be trying to get the giveaway. So, all right, because I'm going to give it a heads up. It's really for the West Coast folks. So if you're on the West Coast, you might want to make sure you stay to the end. And let's see. And then, okay. So does that mean that I almost popped in at Michael Dean's this week? Does that mean you're in Seattle? And
no,
then,
I know what you mean.
Oh, okay.
No, I guess, and there's a few people that have done this, the location thing on IG or something.
Oh, okay.
Mike, you want to turn on your mic? You want to turn on? Okay, great.
I don't know about that. You know me. I'm not on the socials much these days. And then we have Earl. Earl is one of my favorite names. I love. Thank you so much for being here, Earl. Just so I can say Earl. Today is a lovely day for Prince. My actual name is Duane Whitley, but I like Earl. And
I love that picture, Earl. Can you go back to that picture? That's old. That's when you know you young folks. That's okay.
That's 75 right there. Look at that front. That's 1975.
You make the family proud, Earl.
That's right.
That boy got that good job.
Yeah. Salute to Earl.
Salute to Earl. And then we got Stone Freak, another AT alien. We got Man Ray 10. We got let's see who else. What? Okay, so Stone Freak saw Sheila E in Atlanta at Sitter Winery. She was amazing. And let's see, we got Gabrielle. Good day, my purple happiness from Australia. We always love having Gabrielle with us. And we got lunch with Prince. Let's see.
Oh, that's a picture of your dad, Earl.
Okay, cool.
All right.
To your pops, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so this is Love Sex 71 said it used to come on cable WGN for the folks outside of Chicago before they changed the cable lineup. Yeah. I'm just looking at the parade and wow, it's coming in. Okay, we got Ireland in the house. Damn. Welcome, El Dabara. And
El Dabara, is that a playoff of El Dabara, or is that just your name? Like, I was always curious.
Yeah, let's solve that mystery. Yep. Oh, okay. So Christina said at Sheila E's show last night, no Eric Leeds, tears. So it was Lynn Mabry, Rad, and Michael Gabriel. I guess I'm kind of happy it wasn't Eric Leeds because I would have been so upset not being able to see Eric and Sheila on the same stage. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So let's get our housekeeping started before our timekeeper starts time checking us. So again, this is week 32 of 1985, and we're going week to week, not date to date. You can follow the detailed schedule at this bit.ly link or QR code. You do not need the paperback version, but that's the one that me and C. Lee has because it's the most updated. But Michael Dean has the Old Testament that you can kill somebody with because it's super heavy. So that still works if you got that one. And then we also got Bodhisattva. Now, we only got Soul Train because of WGN. Respect to the shy. All right. That Steely Dan song.
Now. That's a song. I'm just first time seeing that. It's a dope word.
Okay.
Bodhisattva got to be fine.
Yes, indeed. Okay. These will be archived at Polished Solid as well as at Indeed. Please subscribe, like, and help spread the word. As Pretty Ricky would say, as you come on in, just hit that like button to help us with the YouTube algorithm. And we want to say, yeah, I don't know where is Ricky. We got to find out where is Ricky. I hope Ricky's okay. We send much love to Pretty Ricky wherever you are. You know, maybe he'll be late today. We'll see. Okay. And then we have a hashtag if you want to do whatever on the socials. And if you want to contact us, and somebody is going to want to contact us today because of the giveaway. So make sure you know this email, which is WDPDTW for What Did Prince Do This Week at gmail.com. And we got
Okay.
from Theo. Where's that pretty MF?
Hey, right?
There you go.
Where's Ricky? Where's Ricky?
And then we have Vanessa.
Hashtag where's Ricky?
All right. So El DeBar said Liam Barry. El DeBar, Irish for Barry.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarification.
There you go.
All right.
All right, Bear.
Okay. And then we got TP and we got Tanja all through the night. All right. So
DC
Tanja,
in the house.
yes,
Right,
Tanja,
right.
did you go see Alice Smith? I'm curious because it was an amazing show. All right. The estate of Prince Rogers Nelson is not affiliated, associated, or connected with the What Did Prince Do This Week book club series. In other words, this is an independent endeavor. And remember our community guidelines. We choose to be a community even when we disagree. And we also can't, Pete's Perfect. And we got LTK in the house, as well as Nick Felden from Denver. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, no. Tanja couldn't go because I was looking for you. I was like, I know Tanja's going to be up in here, but I did not see you. All right. So we started off the top of the hour with the one and only Eric Leeds with Paul Peterson on their album. I call it LP Music, but it's really no words. It's the name of the album. And the song we played was Madison Park, and this is from 2017. If you don't have this record, I highly recommend that you track it down. I don't even know if you can find the whole thing on YouTube, but that particular song was composed by Eric Leeds and Paul Peterson. And we got Paul's brother, Ricky, on the organ and piano solo, as well as the rest of the band. Okay, so this is episode number 135 episodes in of What Did Prince Do This Week? This is, again, week 32 of 1985. What did Prince do this week? He wrote 2 songs and had 2 studio sessions. So this is actually a pretty quiet week for Prince. So we can see that there was Jill Jones vocals for the song My Sex on Tuesday. And then there were some orchestra mixes for Under the Cherry Moon on Wednesday. And then there was tracking of Sexual Suicide on Saturday. And I can't wait because Sexual Suicide, I don't know about you guys, is one of my favorite Prince songs of all time. I remember when I first heard it and I was like, oh my God, because it was like something I had never heard from Prince. It was so different. Okay. Exactly. All right. So who's going to start our reading today about My Sex?
What page?
It's Tuesday, August 6th.
I can do it.
All right.
I'm sorry, what page is this?
It's basically 203 in the paper book, but it's Tuesday, August 6th. Is the date because you got a different version.
There you go.
All right.
Oh, Kim says P was dealing with the fallout from last week. Is the reason why this is a slow week this week.
All right, My Sex, Jim Jones. Lord have mercy. I'm thinking about Guyana tragedy. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. All right, let's move on. Kids, do your Googles. All right. My Sex, Jim Jones, vocal over. God, I said it again. Jill Jones.
Man, some respect to Jill Jones. Come on.
I'm sorry, Jill, wherever you are. No Jim Jones. No Jim Jones.
Lord.
Although I will say, man, when I was a child, that movie scared the hell out of me. Now, I lived through the incident, but that damn movie scared me. So I don't know if y'all actually saw the movie about the event. So,
no.
No, thank God.
All right, My Sex, Jill Jones, vocal overdubs. Electric Lady Studios, New York, Studio A, producer David Z. Rifkin, artist Jill Jones, engineer David Z. Rifkin. Jill Jones quote, that was recorded a long time before, and we ended up doing something with it in Minneapolis. I don't think he really committed to it. I just think I wanted that song more than he was willing to give it to me. Jill Jones had recently moved to New York, but she wasn't very far from her Minneapolis roots. In fact, Jill was roommates with actress Vivica Fox, really. And yeah, I know, right? And another friend in an apartment that was paid for by Prince. I remember Vivica Fox telling that story. All right, anyway. There's a quote from Jill. He got engaged to Susanna the same week. I got a $14,000 a month. Good Lord, $14,000 a month apartment here in New York. Recalls Jones. He always.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, he always.
I mean, but let's hold on that. 14,000 a month in 1985.
Hey,
That's a lot of money.
and that's just for one person to get. That was, that was the side.
Yeah.
So he was. Yeah.
And that's why I remember that Vivica Fox telling that story, because she talked about being in this really lavish apartment that she didn't have to pay for as a struggling artist because she was friends with Jill Jones. I do remember Vivica Fox telling this story. He always had irons in the fire. Always had things going on. It was bizarre because I was like this child. So it was very weird and shifted into a weird situation. No different than having a pet. Jones continues, we had a real strain because of that, because suddenly I was pushed into this position of being now secretive, recalled Jones in 2017. Before we were private, but then to be pushed into being secretive, that actually bothered me, end the quote. Jill's uncomfortable relationship with Prince would also affect the speed and direction he would have on her album, which would end up dragging on for years. It would also influence how she dealt with Prince, which ended up putting some distance between them. Prince has spent part of the summer looking for a sound for Jones, and he kept making attempts at a variety of options, hoping to stumble upon onto the right, turning the page, onto the right direction. So he reached into his back catalog for a song he worked on a few years earlier called My Sex, which sounded like a combination of Devo and Vanity Six. He did some additional work on it and then played it for Jill to get her opinion, but it appears that he had already made up his mind by the time he played it for her. This is Jill again, quote, it was going to be on my record, but he didn't want to release it, remember Jones. The lyrics said, quote, I don't want to know your name. All I want to do is introduce my sex to yours, or something like that. I actually think I told him he should do it. But then after a while, he started thinking that the kind of stuff was beneath him, end the quote. It is likely that Prince did not attend the session, so David Z oversaw the recording of Jill's vocal during her stay in New York and booked time in Electric Lady Studios for a large batch of songs recorded for Jill. Status. Although the 4.5-minute My Sex was considered for Jill Jones' 1987 album, it remained unreleased during Prince's lifetime.
All right. So a couple of things, like how cool is it to be able to record in Electric Lady Studios? I think that would have been like extremely cool. And speaking of Electric Lady Studios, I got to give a shout out to my Uncle Charles, who is visiting me right now. Everybody should remember my Uncle Charles from that photo.
Yeah.
With all the albums. So got to give a shout out to.
You're not going to walk on and say what's up?
But my mom is here, my home family, my mom's here, my sister's here. I don't want to derail. So if we brought everybody on, we wouldn't have what did Prince do this week, and then Kim would be mad. All right. So
Uncle Charles started this whole thing, though.
That's right. That's right. He should make a cameo. That's what I'm saying.
Like, walk on.
We want Uncle Charles. We want Uncle Charles. We want
alive.
Uncle Charles. That's right, Uncle Charles. Keeping the funk alive.
Uncle Charles, if you want to walk in, you can walk in and say hello to the people. Yes, see, and Kim. So Uncle Charles, everybody remembers that we talked about your fishnets and the stealing with the albums.
Yeah,
that's right.
All of that. Yes.
That cool.
Yes, we got family in the house. All right. So he may or may not come join us. We'll see. And then, yes, inspirational, if nothing else, being at Electric Ladyland Studios. Yes, my funky uncle loved this. So I personally haven't heard this song. Have any of you? I don't think it's floating in the. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
What's up, sir?
Hi, everybody.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Yes, I'm a Prince lover. We
We've been doing music all our lives. And
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is
We heard a lot about you, man.
all
Yes,
right,
sir.
and y'all keep the good work up. I'm enjoying myself. Thank you very much.
It is
All
a
right,
pleasure to
thank
meet
you.
you, sir. We thank you for all you did to bring this beautiful D'Angela into our life. So we thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah.
my Uncle Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know an old player when I see one.
Yeah.
He slid into the room.
Give me that Billy energy.
There
What the
you
hell's
go.
wrong with you, Deanna? Told you before, this podcast is no place for your person.
Yes. That made my day. Thank you so much, Uncle Charles. I really appreciate it. And so D68A says that Jill says this state can't find this song. Interesting. Okay. Because I would really love to hear it since she describes it as a cross between Devo and Vanity 6.
Yeah.
Yes, Uncle Charles in the house. Yes, and the legendary Uncle Charles. I actually would not be here if it wasn't for my Uncle Charles. So my Uncle Charles and my Uncle Carl and my Aunt Ned are the reason why I'm such a music head, because they are the originators of playing all this amazing music. And I grew up with a very diverse musical lineage. Like we would listen to Parliament Funkadelic, The Who, like Led Zeppelin, James Brown, Ray Charles. I mean, you just go on and on and on and on. So yes, Uncle Charles is priceless. Thank you so much, Anne. I really appreciate that. And yes. All right. So never heard of my sex. I really, really wish. And then let's see. Oh, yes. You guys remember a lot. So Uncle Charles, I told them about your reel-to. Actually, Uncle Carl had the reel-to-reel tape player, but I don't know if it was co-owned by Uncle Charles and Uncle Carl. But yeah, you guys remember a lot. Okay. I appreciate that. It's real. Yes, that's right. So,
and I will say, when you talked about Electric Ladyland, that's actually for me, actually a Jimi Hendrix song that I don't think gets enough love. Have you ever been to Electric Ladyland? I don't know if people have heard it a lot. It's really kind of mellow. So I just wanted to give a shout out to the actual song, Jimi Hendrix song. Have you ever been to Electric Ladyland? I just think that people sleep on it a little bit. So yeah, so that's it. Let's move on.
No, actually, so that's one of my favorite Jimi Hendrix. It's probably my favorite Jimi Hendrix. Well, it's probably tied for another song, but there's this amazing cover by Lewis Taylor. For anyone who knows Lewis Taylor, if you can like do your Googles and find, I'll find it and put it in the accompanying playlist. But first of all, if you haven't listened to the original, have you ever been to Electric Ladyland? You should do that, number one. And then after you've done that, you should listen to the cover by Lewis Taylor. It's really, really beautiful song. So there's so much history. And in fact, there was a documentary about the Electric Ladyland Studios that was released last year. It was bundled with a box set from the Hendrix estate, but it also had a limited theatrical release. So if you really want to know about the history of Electric Ladyland and how Jimi Hendrix is literally the house that Hendrix built, and it still is a working studio, and it's where, you know, a lot of like D'Angelo and Questlove, like that whole suite of amazing Soulquarians output, like Water for Chocolate and Voodoo and all of that all in Bilals sometimes was like recorded at Electric Ladyland. It's like so amazing. I'm so happy to see I have another Lewis Taylor, but that makes so much sense because you're British. Because for those of you who don't know, Lewis Taylor is British, amazing vocals. Yes. Sign Times will be back in theaters at the end of the month. Go out and support it. We're going to talk about that a little later at the end during our salon portion, but we can't say this enough. We have to vote with our dollars for what we want to see. And I personally want to see Sign the Times in IMAX in the theater. So I bought my tickets. So I hope that you have too, again, so that we can vote with our dollars. And TP is saying, from what I remember reading, Jimmy was very insecure about his vocals on that. I think he did a great job on the falsetto. I never heard of that because he does an amazing job on falsetto. And this is a really good thought, Chris. Chris is wondering if Electric Ladyland inspired Prince to build Paisley Park. C. Lee, did he talk to you about that? Like what his inspiration was for Paisley Park? Did you guys get to that?
No, the only thing he talked about, and he was really interested. He had just built that egg structure that's on the
How did he tell you what the egg was supposed to be about? Because that's what we want to know.
he did, and I can say that. So here's what he said. He said that he said folks keep asking me what that's about, and I built it for possibility. I built it so that we can always look at that. And he was going through the spiel of how much money do you need to do what you want to do? How much money do you need before you stop letting your masters control you? And so for him, the egg was a symbol of he said, I want everybody to look at that egg and I want everybody to dream about what we can do with it. So I built the egg as a symbol of possibility. That's what he said.
I love that answer. That's such a Prince answer.
Right.
I built it for possibility.
Right.
So Nick 22, Love Sexy 71, and I have heard this that Paisley Park was inspired by the Earth, Wind, and Fire complex, but I would imagine that a little sprinkle of Electric Ladyland might have also, helped inspire Paisley Park as well. But yeah, I hear you guys. Let's see. And Theo is saying, I've seen it several times on my TV, but seeing it on the big screen would be incredible. I may have to go more than once. That's right.
Theo, I forget you're in my same area. It is playing at the Pacific Science Center IMAX, which is like a real IMAX theater. So I would implore you to go see it there. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yes, I agree. All right, Michael Dean. Oh, and Tom H got their ticket. Is there anything you want to say about My Sex?
I haven't heard it either. So I can't comment on the song. Theo. But just that story about sort of the relationship. It's relationship stuff that we somewhat have all sort of been through, but sort of heightened where it's in a work situation and stuff. It's just very interesting that all of that is going on amongst the Prince thing, because I was so oblivious to any of these sort of things. You just listen to the music and the visuals. So it was just like, wow, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. You don't realize how real some of the things in the movie were, I guess.
Yeah. Now, a little aside, Stone Freak says they got their ticket to Sign of the Times, but they're seeing Batman 89 that same week. Okay.
Yeah, that comes out too, yeah.
All right. Okay. So Batman Sign of the Times within 7 days.
Wow.
And Vanessa got their ticket. I'm loving this. We're people getting their tickets. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. All right.
Who would have ever thought, like, so many years later, we'd be seeing Sign of the Times in IMAX, like in 4K. Like,
yes.
Outrageous.
As somebody who again saw it 60 times in 30 days, I could only hope that this day was gonna come. Let's move on.
Yeah.
And see, Lee, you're gonna see it again, aren't you?
Oh, no doubt. I'm scrounged. I actually haven't started my search yet, but I'm going to search to see, because there are not that many IMAX, unfortunately, here in the state. I'm hoping I got a good feeling which one is, but luckily I'm close enough to New Orleans and Memphis that if I have to leave the state, I'm exactly 3 hours between New Orleans and Memphis. So that the good thing about growing up in the 80s, I was always able to see Prince because I was 3 hours from New Orleans, 3 hours from Memphis, 6 hours from Atlanta. So no matter where Prince was, I could always see him. So I'm gonna treat that IMAX the same way. That's it. I said.
So since my Uncle Charles does not know, Lee, school of people, where you're from?
I'm from Clarksdale, Mississippi, home of the blues. Grew up in Clarksdale, which is 40 minutes from Memphis. That is how I got to see Prince open up for Rick James when I was 10. When my father accidentally took me there and left me there. My father used to always say, "You don't tell the story right. If I told it right, you look even worse." So let me tell it how I tell it. So yes, I'm a Clarksdale baby. And by the way, Clarksdale, Mississippi is 40 minutes from Indianola, Mississippi, which is the hometown of B.B. King. So I grew up from the ages of 6 till about 15 seeing B.B. King live every year. So I saw B.B. King live every year. And at 10 years old, I saw B.B. King and Prince, and that really started my music journey. And like you guys, particularly like Prof. Duff, I had uncles like Uncle Charles, who was playing everything from Kiss to Led Zeppelin to Do You Feel How We Feel, the big hit that summer, to of course all the funk. So we love the Uncle Charles in our lives who put us on the right path to knowing and loving music. That's it.
That's right. And Vanessa is saying, C. Lee, make sure you get your tickets early so you can get in the center of the theater for a maximum sound.
That's it. Look here, and that's the only thing I like about buying tickets online now. Because like I won't go to the movies if I can't get that middle seat. Like I need that middle seat in a certain row now. That's how spoiled I become going to the movies. I need that middle seat in a certain aisle. I'll wait to the next showing.
That's right. All right, we're gonna move on to our next reading. Michael Dean, do you mind reading about Under the Cherry Moon?
Of course.
Wednesday, August 7th.
All right. Wednesday, August 7th, 1985. Under the Cherry Moon, mix with orchestra, Washington Avenue Warehouse, Indiana, Minnesota. Producer Prince, artist Prince and Revolution, engineer Susan Rogers. Quote, Claire Fisher. One of the good features was that he allowed me freedom and space to make value judgments. Most people want to tell you exactly what they want for an arrangement, but then again, they are not the writers. So there's always a super imposition of their limited scope on what they conceive. A writer has to fight to get what he does. The worst person in conjunction with this is the producer, who thinks that he has a special orientation toward what it should be. That's like comparing apples and bananas. I think that I was accepted by Prince because of the fact that my writing was of a professional level through years of experience. Great Claire Fisher. Prince spent several hours creating a mix of Under the Cherry Moon that combined the studio track with Claire Fisher's orchestra, but it was not included on the album. An instrumental with Fisher orchestration that lasted 1.5 minutes was used in the film. Wow, we need all that on this special.
Yes.
All that, all the Claire Fisher, all of it.
Yes, all of it. Speaking of, I'm always coming up with box set ideas. It would be amazing to have a Claire Fisher and Prince box set, because you could have like all the family stuff, you can have all the parade stuff, and all the Jill Jones stuff. That would be like a uber box set.
Or even just the Claire Fisher material, and just put y'all can do it on digital, whatever, but man, we'll eat that up.
Yes. And I forgot. That's why we need Ricky. I don't know where Ricky is. This is our Dear Estate time. So let me do this properly. Dear Estate, we would love to have some sort of Claire Fisher unreleased orchestration tracks or a compilation of something. That would be really amazing. All right. Okay. Let's see. Yes. I like that. Dear Estate, where's Pretty Ricky? Oh, I love this, Kim. The Fisher tapes. We already got a title. There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Love that. And then Modernaire says, it's interesting how many have a family member who exposes them to all kinds of music. In my case, it was my older brother who incidentally brought me Purple Rain and Glamorous Life. That's a good brother. Sealed vinyl records. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm.
All right. So we love Under the Cherry Moon, the song, as well as the film. And we're going to move on to Saturday, August 10th, because we got Kim in the chat reminding us of the time. And I'll read this one. Saturday, August 10th, 1985, Sexual Suicide, Tracking, Horns, Mix, Washington Avenue Warehouse, Edina, Minnesota. That Washington Avenue Warehouse was shaking. Like, it's so many incredible songs that were tracked at Washington Avenue Warehouse. Okay. Producer Prince, artist Prince and the Revolution, engineer Susan Rogers. The quote is from Prince, and I love this quote. Sexual Suicide has this horn section that's nothing but baritone saxes. It sounds like a truck coming at you. That's right. The first time I heard Sexual Suicide, that's what it felt like to me. It was like, what is this? I've never heard this. Is crazy. Why isn't this released? Because I heard it, bootleg first. All right. The journey from concept to completion is unique to each composition. The seed of a song may exist as a joke or an idea and be blown up into a full song, but the final result sometimes has little bearing on the original thought. Sexual Suicide is one of those songs that began as a simple piano demo, but the song Prince could hear in his head was much heavier. By the time Prince had finished recording the basic tracks, it was still fairly sparse and needed horns. So once again, he called on Eric Leeds. It was one of the first times where he asked me to just come in on my own. He wasn't there. Now let's stop here. He wasn't there. And for me, when I think of Sexual Suicide, the first thing that I think of, and I think Michael Dean too, because that's what you sung, were the horn lines. So thinking that he did, this is like really more of a collaboration with Eric and Prince here. And it was late at night. In fact, it was at the warehouse in Edina, and it was just Susan and myself. I came in. I hadn't written anything because I hadn't heard the song. Just came in and did an extemporaneous thing on it. Can you imagine? That's just the brilliance of Eric Leeds. Eric Leeds recorded his sex lines, and Susan mixed the track so Prince could listen to the results. Prince apparently enjoyed some of the elements of the track, but wanted to make some changes. Status: Sexual Suicide, 3 minutes and 39 seconds, was released on the Crystal Ball album in 1998. The version from this date was not released during Prince's lifetime. Interesting.
I gotta check my. Now it's making me want to pull up my iTunes because I don't know why that song seems longer than that. Maybe it is 3 minutes or something, but it always seems longer than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sure does. I love this comment from Kim. We need this, Michael Dean, as a soundbite. Just one song. Yeah.
Hey, what's that one song shit?
Yes.
Billy, don't worry about it. I'm warning you.
I know that I'm among my people because my favorite part of that exchange is the part.
Right.
You know what I've always wanted to know about that? How much of that was written and how much of that was improvised? Like how much, you tell the actors this is what I want you to do and then do that. I always want to know how much of that was them, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. I have a strange feeling that was not in.
No, that wasn't on the page.
I don't think so. Okay, so Andre got a question here. Should Sexual Suicide been on Parade? And he says maybe replace Life Can Be So Nice.
So
I think there's some subtext there, Andre. Go ahead, Celie.
So as one of the few people that Life Can Be So Nice wasn't too busy for. Right? I know it was like most people say it was really busy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, I'm not one of them people who want to replace. I just would have liked it to have been on there with it. Right. I think that it fit. I think it fit the ambience of the film. I think, so rather than saying, hey, let's take something off, I would have been cool if it just would have made the cut with everything. Because I do think it's one of, like, I want to say this. I'm a person that I can say a lot of bootlegs I hear, I can still like them and at the same time say, I see why it wasn't released, right? Sexual Suicide is one of those that fall in the other category that I go, yeah, I can see this on the album. So I wouldn't want to replace anything. I just would have liked it on the album. That's it.
I can definitely see it on the album for sure. I don't think I would replace the song, but I wouldn't have been mad if that would have switched like that. Because now that I think about it, I can see that. But I also see the song, I think, would have worked perfectly in the position of Mountains, and not to take Mountains off the album, but just to start the second side off with the. But Either way, it should have if nothing else, should have been a B-side. Like, I don't know why
Right.
you sit on a song
Yeah,
like that.
that's what Blade Brown is saying, a B-side. And then Tom H is saying some things were unreleased for a reason. And Kim was like, okay, yeah, what C. Lee said. I personally think that, I mean, I would have loved for it to have been released in real time. So any way I could have gotten it, I would have wanted it, because I thought that was a travesty. And to be honest, I thought the same thing about Old Friends for Sale, as well as the track Crystal Ball. But the one thing about Old Friends for Sale and the track Crystal Ball, and also not necessarily the music, but you know, like I guess the vibe of sexual suicide is a little bit negative. You know, some people might see it as a downer, but I really do wish that, I don't know if necessarily it would have fit on Parade, the album, but I'm definitely with Michael and Blade Brown in terms of it being a B-side for sure.
I could see it on Sign of the Times. Like, it would have worked on anything to me. I would have rethought a little bit when you think of it, but I just think that song would have been incredible. And then just to go back to Crystal Ball, and I've said this before, to me, that song and that whole thing, it would have been a whole different trajectory, in my opinion. As much as Sign of the Times is heralded critically, commercially as it should be, I think the Crystal Ball thing would have blew the door out. Like, he would have been considered an elite, super artistic artist to the level that he's considered now. Back then, if that would have dropped, even just to me, like, if it would have been a 3 record and he just came out the gate with that shit, man, we wouldn't have been ready for that. Like,
Expert lover.
yeah, that's crazy. If they would have played that live on something,
Man, I heard them first goddamn lines. I was like, this shit here is just amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So
sweet.
Yeah. I was going to say, what else? Oh, I will say that if I'm not mistaken, Sexual Suicide has one of my favorite lines from Under the Cherry Moon. Ain't nobody like your body, baby. Remember when he goes, Isaac sees Isaac's car? Yo, Isaac, we be landing on the moon. And when he walks into the car, and to this day, my old behind, 55 years old, if I see a car like I walk into, ain't nobody like your body, baby. And she just rolls her eyes and said, get your old ass in the car. So so that's one of my favorite lines.
All right. So we got some differences of opinion about Life Can Be So Nice. Andre says it's okay. I just think it's a filler track. Sorry. But we got some lovers in here. And then Bordeaux wants to know what album would There's Others Here With Us fit on.
The Spooky as Hell album. That's what album it would be on. The Scary Ass
Electric album.
Yeah, the Spooky Electric album. That's what album it'd have been on. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the song. That's one scary ass song, though. So I actually have it in my parade, on my parade playlist. I do the outtakes. So I have it on my parade, and I got it at the very end, like at the very, very end of all. And I go right to Sign of the Times after I listen to that. So that's it.
I was going to ask, like, what song is like what songs is it sandwiched in between? But that makes a lot of sense that it's at the end of your playlist.
I tried it like up earlier, you know. I'm glad you guys like. I tried it up early. I'm like, no, I don't. I want this at the very, very end. So
yeah. So in terms of, I think here, welcome love. I'm not saying like the Black album. I'm talking about if Prince would have made another album called Spooky Electric.
Right.
It could have gone on that one. I think that would have been a really great one. So, but it seems like some people are voting that it could go on the Black album. Others Here With Us. Okay.
I don't know if it's funky enough.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the Black album is like unmitigated, unadulterated funk. Like, because even Spooky Electric. Remember, I don't know if you remember. About a few months ago, we had that discussion in the thread about the big beat and the falsetto, and like Prince kind of pioneering that big beat and falsetto. And I think that even when Tour in Love, it's still Tour in Love is funky the same way as I Want to Be Free is funky. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Black album is so funky. I don't know if Others Here With Us would contain the same funk as the rest of it. And again, I'm not knocking if you want to listen to it that way. I just don't know if it would contain the same funk. That's it.
Ooh, Lee Christian. I love this. Yes. Dance with the Devil would be on the Spooky Electric.
Yep, another scary. Thank you, Brother Lee. Another scary ass song that I have. And And I had that at the end of my Batman playlist, just so you know. That's one of the ones. I'm gonna put this right at the end. Although Dance with the Devil is a little bit more rhythmic,
Yeah.
others here with us, like maybe that damn Screaking and others, like that Screaking and others here with us, just kind of like gets me going. All right, I'll shut up.
And I love this comment from Bordeaux. Also, I could see it being paired with Power Fantastic, even though just in terms of the vibe, but it's a different vibe. But I hear you, Bordeaux. I'm with you. I could rock with that for sure. And Ms. MJ Muse, I'm assuming you're talking about Life Can Be So Nice, but let me know if you're talking about something else. All right. Yes. Okay. I love this. Spooky Electra would be your boss, called People Magazine, Rolling Stone. You know, like it's so funny. Like anytime I hear a word that's from a Prince song, I just start hearing the lyrics and the music in my head. I'm sure all of you do too. And I love this comment from Audra. Scary Prince is a vibe. All right. Okay. So that's all we got in terms of reading this week. I can't believe it. And I'm going to skip this because I got a typo. So there's basically 50 new songs up until this point, and then 75 studio sessions up until this point. And I'm going to take, we're going to go to Salon and Early.
Wait a minute. Before you go to the Salon.
Okay.
And again, we all agree. We disagree. But put love comments up. Really, love?
Oh, this one?
Yeah, really? It's spooky to you, baby. That's funk.
I can see that. It's funky, but I can see how what he's saying, what he's talking about is kind of scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess because I remember the first time I was with my two cousins. I remember the first time we put the needle down. Show you how old I am, right? I remember the first time I put the needle down. And this is no lie. We put the needle down on Shockadelica. After the first 3 beats, that's all I heard. I went running through the house screaming. I literally, it was that funky from the beginning. I went running through the house screaming, and I have been a spook. I'm sorry, Shockadelica fan ever since. Okay, if people say it's spooky, I get it.
The lights go out, smell of doom.
So, Celie, I want to know what your mama said when you were running through the house screaming.
Well, actually, I was with my cousins in Jackson. I was
okay.
Yeah, I was with my cousins in Jackson, and my aunt. I was with them. My aunt didn't do anything because she was used to us doing it. So my cousin's mom was kind of like a Bernadette Anderson. So she was, because both her sons were musicians. So she was used to, and all the musicians from their bands kind of hung out at their house. So she something like that didn't faze her at all.
All right. So I love this Jesse connection on Shockadelica because that's going to be sort of a preview of the giveaway. So don't leave us. Still got a giveaway to give away. All right. But before we do.
One thing.
Yeah.
I always thought that Kat in You Got the Look was acting out Shockadelica. Remember, she's pulling him from Sheena Easton and he's trying to play his guitar. Says, Shockadelica, she won't let you play your guitar. I always thought that Kat was being the embodiment of Shockadelica in the You Got the Look. I just want to throw that out there. So next time people watch the You Got the Look album, You Got the Look video, check it out and tell me what you think about Kat and does she kind of connect to the whole Shockadelica thing? That's it. I'll set up.
All right. And so we got Melvin Rush saying, now, Shockadelica is super funky. I was running through the house with Celie. Love that. All right. And Chanel says, interesting, Celie. You need to watch that video again. So make sure you watch You Got That Look. And if I remember. All right, here we go. So this weekend is the opening of a new Spike Lee joint. And again, remember what I said earlier about Sign of the Times. We want to vote with our dollars.
Oh, this comes out this weekend?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's out right now?
Is it out right now? I think it's coming out this weekend.
Well, it's Saturday.
It is. Oh, it is Saturday, isn't it? Yeah. No, I think it's next weekend.
Next weekend.
Okay. I was about to say, boy.
But next weekend. I got my days all confused. Yeah, next weekend. So I think it's really important that we support the art that we want to see. And I personally love Spike Lee films, and I also love Denzel. And, we also have ASAP Rocky in the film. So, and it's a remake of, Spike Lee said it's not a remake. It's a reinterpretation of Akira. Okay, I can't even say the filmmaker's name. I'm really bad.
Kawasaki?
Yes. High and Low is the name of the film. And so it's like a reinterpretation of that film. So of Akira Kurosawa. There we go. Akira Kurosawa.
Legendary director.
Yes, legendary director. And as Chanel says, Spike never disappoints. And Lee Christian says, thank you, Kurosawa. There we go. Yes. And Spike and Denzel can't wait. And Lee Christian is saying, if it's half as good as He Got Game, it will be great. And I'm with LTK. Anything with Denzel, I'm sold.
Same here. Even if the movie is bad, Denzel will never be bad in no movie. He gonna do his thing. Like I just saw that movie, was it Gladiator 2 a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
And I wasn't even gonna watch it, but it was Denzel, and man, I'm glad I did. He was acting a fool in that movie. I loved it. Like,
it was really, he was really good in that film. At first, I was like, before I saw it, I was like, this is interesting. But then when I saw it, I was like, oh yes, he was really, really good.
I recommend one other film.
Sure, yes, of course.
That I saw. I watched it on TV. I think it's called "Girl, You Know It's True." It's the Milli Vanilli movie.
Okay.
I didn't even know this thing existed. I just was on Amazon Prime and it came up, and wasn't even gonna watch it. I was like, but man, one of the best movies I've seen this year. Period.
Really?
Like, really good, shockingly good movie. I was almost kind of crying watching it. I didn't know their story really at all. I mean, I knew about the scandal, but I was never into it. So I just as afar. But to see the the story of them, and God, man.
So they have the suicide in there as well.
Yes, they have everything, man. There was I don't want to spoil anything, but I didn't even know that the song was a cover. Like I think "Girl, You Know It's True" or something, and it ties into a Def Jam music executive who was a rapper in a group at this time, but he is tied into that. I had no idea. And as you watch the movie, it sort of revealed. I was like, oh, this person. I mean, it was just a lot of great connections, and it's just shows you the record business, man. It's no joke.
Yeah,
no joke at all. They, those young I call them kids. They look like kids to me. It was heartbreaking.
And you know what? Like you said, I haven't seen the movie, but I'm knowing a lot about that story. I'm glad you said that because once I kind of learned about that story, it's really interesting how it's easy to make fun of people or to dislike people until you know their story. And I always tell people that, especially when you're young, it's easy to say what you would and wouldn't do, or what you wouldn't let somebody bully you into doing or seduce you into doing. And I've gotten to be very careful about how judgmental I am of somebody being put in a negative position, because I always tell people you never know how you will react or what if you've not been in that situation. So I'm glad you brought that up to say that. Yeah, I really do think that because what a lot of people don't understand is they took a lot of hell. I always thought that they took too much of the hell for that, and the producer and a lot of other people got off. Like nobody made fun. They were the only we all laughed at and made fun of Rob and Fab. Yeah, there you go. And nobody made fun of the dude who was masterminding all of that. So yeah, I'm glad you did that.
And I actually tip my hat to the dude that masterminded. I mean, he listen, it's a game, it's an industry, I get it. But you got to see the movie. I didn't even know it was tied into what's his name, Boney James or M. Boney or something.
Boney James, yeah, Boney James.
I didn't know. I never know who that was. I would see little clips of that guy online. Was like, who the hell? And that's tied into it. I had no idea. Just didn't realize how deep all of that is and who's tied into what. Fantastic movie. Salute to the brothers who played those characters. Nailed it.
So thank you so much, Heavenly Gains. For anyone who's in New York City area, Spike's having a pop-up stoop sale at 40 Acres and a Mule today in Fort Greene. So that's really, really incredible to hear. Thank you so much. And LTK a while back said it is going to be on, I think, Apple Movies in September, but right now it's having its theatrical release. And I still love seeing theaters in the movies, so I'm buying my ticket to see it in the theater because I don't want, just like record stores are dying or, almost non-existent, the movie theaters are having a tough time as well. So again, you have to vote with your dollars for things that you want to persist. And speaking of which, actually, if you are in New York, I think today they're showing Mo Better Blues at the Alamo Draft Theaters in Brooklyn and Manhattan, or maybe it's just at one of them, but you can see it today on the big screen. Mo Better Blues is my personal favorite Spike Lee film of all time.
Oh, okay.
Like I love the combination of Denzel as well as just the whole film, really. So
my uncle used to always say I like this, I like it too, but my uncle used to always say two things about Mo Better Blues. He said that with Mo Better Blues, and this wasn't a knock, he said with Mo Better Blues they were practicing for Malcolm X, and so he kind of watches it as a tandem. And I always took, and I never get a chance, if I ever get a chance, I want to ask Spike Lee this. And I hate even saying it because it sounds like you're reaching, but I always wanted to ask Spike, because I know Spike was into jazz, and so he was always going to do something with jazz anyway. I always wonder how much Purple Rain as a film impacted how Spike made Mo Better Blues. Because there's something about them walking down the hallway to Mo Better Blues that always reminds me about the musicians walking down the hallway in Purple Rain. Now, of course, that's because that's the way most of these kind of places are made anyway. But whenever I see them walking down the hallway to Mo Better Blues, I always think about Purple Rain. So I just always wonder, was Purple Rain anywhere in Spike's zeitgeist when he was filming, shooting, thinking about Mo Better Blues? That's it.
So Lee Christian, I think my second one would be Girl Six for a lot of different reasons. One, obviously Prince, so like Prince supplied the music for Girl Six, but Teresa Randall's performance in that film is really fantastic. And I think Girl Six actually doesn't get talked about as compared to a lot of other films that Spike Lee has done, but I definitely really love Girl Six. And I forgot to give an awesome shout out to Wesley Snipes in Mo Better Blues.
That's what I was about to say. That's when Wesley became the man.
Yes, he was really good in that film. Yeah, he really did.
I always thought Girl Six to me was Spikes Under the Cherry Moon.
I love that.
It's like, I was a little disappointed when I saw it, but I did like it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I kind of like this, but this is weird. But the way he used Prince's music in the movie, I just thought was genius. And I was so sprung on Teresa Randall. But that's a good movie. I would say for me, my top Spikes though would be Malcolm, and then Do the Right Thing. That's just like my I remember Do the Right Thing, going to see that opening day. Well, we was ready to riot coming out of that movie. Like, I was so like, oh, don't say shit to me. Excuse me, brother. I'm a goddamn brother.
And you're right. And it's you think about, we start thinking about Spike's catalog, right? Because you can't forget School Days.
Get on the bus. I'm sorry.
And Get on the Bus. You think about School Days. And for me, in School Days, when Samuel Jackson is obviously doing the Morris Day impersonation, right? Well, what time it is, right? And you think about how Spike and Prince's relationship kind of went from adversarial to friendship, right? Because in the beginning, Spike may have been a fan of Prince's music, but had issues. And I remember there was a back and forth in the magazine, and then finally, I think in early 90s or mid 90s, right before Money Doesn't Matter, right before Spike directed the Money Doesn't Matter, Spike and Prince have a dialogue in the magazine. I don't know if people remember that dialogue that they have. And Spike brings up hey, we had our issues. And Prince kind of shuts it down. He said, well, that was then. We can just talk about what happens now. So I always thought about in School Days when he had Samuel Jackson impersonate the Morris Day character. And if you think about the kind of character that Samuel Jackson was, that was kind of Spike kind of doing his jab, and to see them kind of work through that and come together for me has always been kind of meaningful, that you can have artistic and even social political differences and still respect people, if that makes sense.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. Can I?
Now you got me thinking on some Spike. I might have to watch some Spike today. God.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Yeah, go in. Did Spike? The last thing I wish Spike could do a movie, and it would be Spike, Samuel Jackson, and Denzel, but Spike acted in the movie too. Like that would be something.
Nice. All right, so many comments. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on to some A students from What Did Prince Do This Week. So Omar was in the ATL, and look at what we have here. We have
woohoo! Look at that picture.
Okay, I see my peoples in there.
Yes. So the ATLians represented. They listened. They got an A for the month. They went to go see Omar, and you can see Omar alongside my dear friend Jason Orr, and we have Audra Reynolds, who's here with us every week, and we got Ann Ing also, as well as our number one person, who's almost always number one in the chat, Miss Cassandra Bradley. So they went to go see them some Omar. So I thought that was really super nice. Yes, Cassandra, you finally got an A. You always have an A because you're always first in the chat. So it was so great that Anne sent me this photo. I really loved seeing it. It is a great photo, as Christina said, and they got it with Omar, which is amazing. So I wonder if anybody else is going to see, went to see Omar during his second tour of the States. And I was curious if anybody went to go see Alice Smith in DC or Philly, because I went to the DC show. It was incredible. And so just make sure we support real music by real musicians. And then also there's a Black Radio Experience, which looks really, really good. And now we're getting ready for our giveaway. Okay, we got to give special thanks to JD.
JD.
Yes. On. Thank you, Kim. Instead of Ann, my apologies. On instead of Ann. Thank you so much, my timekeeper and our pronunciation corrector.
Our linguist specialist.
Yes, I love that. Linguist specialist. She'd be correcting us. I really appreciate
correcting our broken English.
There you go.
And we love to be corrected. It's like, I don't mind making mistakes and I don't mind corrections. I think the world should be more about that. It's okay to make a mistake and get corrections. All right. And then Cassandra said Ricky Minor was Omar's musical director. All right. Okay, so here we go. So we have a giveaway to Jesse Johnson's Friday night show, August 29th, the 8 p.m. show.
Wow.
And so this is what we're going to do. So my question to you, if you want to go, and I need to know that you're actually, we have to see your name, like you have to be a regular, someone that we know and love, because I don't want to just give it to a random person that I'm not familiar with, just because I don't want this ticket to be sold. I actually want the person to actually go to the show. And also it'd be really great if this person could report back. And if you wanted to, you could come on What Did Prince Do This Week and let us know what it was all about. So just be
Is it like a ticket or is it a name at the door?
It's going to be you're going to have to email me at wdpdtw@gmail.com and JD will transfer the ticket to your email. So you will actually get the ticket. So
thank you, JD.
Thank you, JD.
Way to go, JD.
That's awesome.
Yes. So who can go? I know a lot of people want it. And JD is saying it's 2 tickets. That is insane.
Katie said, so you can bring your little sexy with you. Bring your little sexy.
Big Sexy's here. And Big Sexy said, hold on. I'm going on the 28th. Okay. So the question is a really easy question, but I'm going to see who's first in the chat. What are in the chat?
Well, wait, are they supposed to answer it in the email or in the chat?
In the chat right now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, in the chat right now.
Really interesting.
Yes, in the chat right now. This is super, super easy, but it's going to take a while to answer the question. And we'll see how this goes. So what are Jesse Johnson's first 5 albums?
Hilarious.
Super simple.
Right.
In order.
In order.
Yes.
Get the Google.
Get them fingers to working.
ChatGPT first. Copy and paste.
Oh my God. I'm with you, Lee Christian. I was like, I want these tickets, but I can't afford them.
Well, I know there's Shockadelica.
Yeah.
Shockadelic. Shockadelica.
It's Shockadelica.
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 Yeah.
With addiction, all you really need.
Yes. Let's just, so we're going to see.
Ready. First 5. Come on.
Yep.
You do it.
And it's 2 tickets for free because of the generosity of another What Did Prince Do This Week regular. This is what I'm talking about. Family being generous.
Right. And remember, he had 3 back to back to back, and then it was took some long time off. He came back with 1, and he took some more time off and came back with another. So that should give you a hint. 3 back to back.
And Big Sexy.
Here
we go. So Man Ray 10 is saying Jesse Johnson review, Shockadelica, Every Shade of Love, Bare My Naked Soul, and Verbal Penetration.
There we go.
Ding, ding, ding. We have
That's the answer.
Man, that was quick.
Man Ray 10, can you go? Because if you can, make sure you email me at WDPDTW and this giveaway is over. So
are you in Ireland? No,
so Man Ray 10, let us know. Otherwise, you've given someone the answer, which is also very generous. And they could just copy and paste it if you can't go.
Yeah, so Man Ray 10, let them know if you can go.
And right. Now, man, for the bonus question, you got to name a song off each album.
Hey, what's up, man?
If we had like a if we had a tie, we could do that. We're doing really good, Kim. Like, don't get we're doing really good. We're so far away from 2 p.m. We're so far. So I'm still trying to get confirmation from Man Ray 10 if you can actually go. So Man Ray 10 can't go. All right.
We just gave the answer.
Yeah. So Man Ray 10 gave the answer. So who can go? Just copy and paste Man Ray 10's answer.
Am I eligible?
Yes, you're eligible.
I'm not
Yes. It's basically Toshi's.
I think we got cool music or something.
So,
did you give an order?
Yes, Jesse Johnson's review, Every Shade of Love. Shockadelica is second.
Shockadelica should be second.
Yeah, Shockadelica is second, but he's not going anywhere, so it really doesn't matter. Right.
What was first time?
Jesse Johnson's review. So Yoshi's is in Oakland. So Oakland, California is what we're talking about.
Oakland.
Oh, and Kim says Kim's rocking Moody Man on the 29th.
Okay.
Amazing. Let's see. Okay.
Nobody want to get these tickets now.
All right. I love Lee Christian said first person to transcribe the solo from Jungle Love wins. That would be a good one. All right. So we still got time. So there's always next week if we don't get anyone this week, and we'll try again. Otherwise, in the meantime, you can email me at wdpdtw@gmail.com. But it needs someone who attends every week, just so we know that you're going to go, because we don't want these tickets to be sold because of the generosity of JD. We want to make sure that someone's actually going to go to the show. And we also would love to have a report back. So, all right. Okay.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, if worse comes to worse, I mean, I might give him a big sexy so he can go see him 2 nights in a row.
There you go.
There you go.
So if you don't, okay. All right. And then Vanessa is saying, I'll be getting my 90s Neo on next week. Christopher Williams at City Winery, New York City.
Don't let me dreaming.
Yeah.
And I talk to myself. Them only 2 Christopher Williams songs I know. Them 2.
I'm sorry, Kim. Kim's like, I'm keeping time, not scolding. Dang. You know how I am. All right. Yes. Yes. Kim always knows what time it is. That's right. Okay. All right. So let's see. We'll try again next week because there's still time to see. And we'll have to come up with another question for next week since we're getting one. Okay, we've already talked about IMAX, but for those of you who join late, make sure you get your IMAX tickets to see Sign of Times live in the theater, Dolby Sound, 4K, and we want to vote with our dollars.
Man, it's gonna be crazy.
It is gonna be crazy.
Crazy. Get your popcorn.
So Neo, is that I don't know. I don't know. So I didn't listen to Christopher Williams. So I was listening to Prince. So I don't know these songs.
He ain't having 2 songs, so I mean, it ain't like, you know, and he was in New Jack City. So he was in New Jack. He had 2 songs. He was in New Jack City.
Oh,
you know what? You know, it's fitting for today's show because he was the pretty MF. Yeah, he was. I ain't know like your pretty. You know,
he was like the last of that. I mean, that when they said that in the movie, that's kind of when it shifted in the culture. Like,
that's what Vanessa said. It's how all 90s R&B songs started.
In fact, that's the the Comic Pierre, right? The Comic Pierre joke on Def Comedy Dance. I know why y'all ain't clapping. Light skinned brothers ain't in no more. That's all right.
They had a run, boy. We grew up. I mean, the Elder Bars, Prince, man, shoot.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we got to give a very special shout out to Eric D for doing the Ultimate Experience Paisley Park tour yesterday. And it was magical, worth every penny. Do it if you have a chance. That's right. We want to support Paisley Park. So if you haven't been to Paisley Park, the Ultimate Experience Paisley Park tour is a really amazing way to do it. And let's see. Oh, is this what the educated?
Yep, that was you mean the educated brother from the bank, Kareem?
Yes. All right.
Hey, Blade Brown. Dave Justice, I haven't seen it yet. He has an interview with All the Smoke. So I'm gonna probably watch the Dave Justice interview with All the Smoke. Those of y'all don't know, Dave Justice was a baseball player, played with the Atlanta Braves, and the reason he's connected to Christopher Williams. And there's things I don't usually know about people. Both of them dated Halle Berry, and so that's really the only. That's why the David Justice kind of Christopher Williams things come up is that they both dated Halle Berry. Let's move on. But yeah, David Justice was a great guy though.
All right. So there's a couple of things in here. One was Chris P wants to shout out to Michael Dean.
What up, Chris?
Always exposing us to obscure Prince and Prince associated music on his channel and just vibing out to it. And then Nick Feldman, I don't know anything about this. Any thoughts on BET canceling the Hip Hop Awards and Soul Train Music Awards?
Yeah, they not getting sponsorship. And the problem is, and again, I haven't watched any of them, but from what I understand, it's the same old problem with the biggest black acts will go to the Grammys and go to the American Music Awards, but they won't go to the BET and the Hip Hop Awards. And it's a shame that we still have that problem. Now, again, y'all know I'm the least hip hop head person on, but at some point, we have to, if we don't support our own, we can't cry when other people mistreat us. And so it's a sponsorship game. It's a money. And so from what I've been hearing, people have been complaining because the problem is at those awards, the biggest acts tend not to be there, but then they'll be at the Grammys and the American Music Awards. And as somebody said, don't cry about these award shows going away when the numbers say y'all wasn't watching them anyway. And I think that, and I'll just put it out there, as Black people, regardless of what your culture is and what you like, we got to do a better job of crying when something gets canceled. If as Prof Duff just said, you have to vote with your dollars. So if you don't vote with your dollars, and I agree, Sister Kim, that people don't watch linear cable, but if people don't watch linear cable, then stop, because those same people shouldn't be crying that those award shows are having to recalibrate. So they can't have it both ways. They can't have it, hey. So, and again, I like Brother Bernays saying is that younger fans don't seem to be into award shows that way. They can see their artists on their phone. So there are a lot of things. But the bottom line is those shows haven't been making money. And because they haven't been making money, that's what it is. And so we talked about this a little bit with Essence Fest, and maybe Essence Fest is going to have to recalibrate. So,
yeah,
hey.
I think it's people just not watching TV like that, and they're never going to. I actually think this is a good thing. I don't care about no Viacom. It's not Black owned anyway. This opens the door for us to create our own award show with these new platforms that we do have, that we got power on. Now we can do it for ourselves. And we are the ones that are controlling where people look, and they're not watching TV. They're watching stuff online. You're watching the streamers. So to me, this is an opportunity for everybody who got platforms now that are powerful. Your Joe Budden, all the other people, that's the face of the game now, and they're their own companies. Now we can create our own places to platform our artists and whatnot. And these TV corporations, they are not beholden to our culture. They were beholden to their investors and all that. But the power shifted. I would say if they were smart, they'd go get those streamers and give them the host the show and do it online. That's where you would get the Kai Cenats and all these people that really got the pull of the culture. You might want to put it in their hands. They're the ones that seem to have all of the eyeballs. People are watching. They're not watching them artists. They're watching them kids. So to me, this is just the opportunity now. The game is wide open. BET was smart. They'll move it online. But those award shows, they don't mean much to the new generation because the gatekeeping is different. And those shows to me were created as TV shows for commercials. They weren't really created for the awards, because they could have did the awards without showing it on TV if it mattered that much. But they want us to watch the show so we can get the ad. So we not want to play that game. It's not no loss to us. We can spotlight our own. So that's my opinion about it.
All right. So we're nearing the end here, and we have several GoFundMes. Obviously, Dr. Funkenberry's cancer battle continues. So if you have or if you haven't, make sure you keep Dr. Funkenberry in your thoughts and prayers, and donate if you can through Yes. And we also have Addie Durant. And for those of you who may not know who Addie Durant is, if you watched or rather listened to the entire reenactment of Purple Rain by fans on Clubhouse, like during COVID, it was such an incredible production. Addie had a huge hand in that. So you can contribute to Addie's GoFundMe, and then everybody and their mama should know who Des Dickerson is, and Des Dickerson also has a GoFundMe. So if you can, please support these GoFundMes. And then
quick question: have either of you interviewed Des?
No, but I saw Des being interviewed at the first Prince conference in Manchester, England, with Dr. Kirsty Fairclough. He was the keynote speaker for that.
So I
interviewed him years ago. Yes.
You did? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's right. So, okay. I was just going to put that out there, but you reminded me. So I would just say that I need to go and get that link and put it in the newsletter so I can redirect people to your interview of Des. But I was going to say that, put it out there, depending on his situation, that maybe one of y'all could grab another interview with Des and maybe update that interview. I just wanted to put that out there because I think you two and a few others do some of the best work with interviewing our purple people. That's it. I'll shut up.
Well, Michael Dean is the GOAT. And since Mike, I mean, if Michael, I mean, since he already has a relationship with Michael, maybe. But I feel like Des, I could be wrong, but he seems to not want to be interviewed. I'm not sure, like what his, like, you know, because some of the Prince people are Princed out, you know, in terms of being interviewed. And Christina's saying Des just turned 70.
Right.
And I will add the Podcast Juice Michael Dean interview with Des to the playlist. And I don't know exactly what's wrong with Des, but he's you know, has some health and financial issues according to his GoFundMe. You can read, like, if you go to his GoFundMe, you can they have a blurb about that. But I like this comment from Vanessa, though. He might be more open than Miko.
There you go.
I know he's more open than Miko, but yeah.
All right, well, look at one thing you could say. That purple family got some characters. You can say, you know, that purple family, there's some characters in that purple family.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Hey, I got a technical question. And for both of y'all, because I wasn't around and doing much at the beginning of podcasting and all of that. And you know, both of you can answer, but to Michael Dean, but again, both of y'all can answer. I guess the question is, why did you start in audio, and what was it that caused you to move from audio to video? If that question makes sense, if that two-part question makes sense.
I started with audio because it was before there was a YouTube, and video. So that's kind of, and I came from audio background.
Okay.
So the early podcasts were just audio, and plus bandwidth wasn't really what it is today. And then I switched over once, you know, I realized that, you know, people watching YouTube on TV, and it was, you know, it was a whole different thing, and it was monetized. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. I just always, those kind of like, look, because since I wasn't really tech savvy and all that, but I'm always interested in those kind of changes and upgrades, and like those are the kind of things when people doing documentaries and like the transitions, those are the kind of things that may be mundane to other people. I'm always interested about those little steps, because I think those steps can also help other people who are going to follow behind us to see what it is that's going on. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, just to add, I would say, I mean, today it is so easy to do this now, and the technology is so easy, and it's in your phone. Like when I started, you could not podcast from your phone, let alone be live streaming. So now you can do a professional looking broadcast. It's very easy today, and so I think it just opens the door, you know, for everyone to do it. I think the thing that just will separate everybody is just consistency. You know, the quality of how it looks. It's a level playing field. Everyone's going to look great, but the person who's on there every day, they're the ones who's going to have the voice. You know, in my opinion, that's what it is.
I know for me, like when I started with Grown Folks Music and it was audio only, the thing for me is I would edit those podcasts like maybe 30 to 40 hours each episode, because I was getting rid of, you know, anything. And it just wanted to we had very long conversations, like 4 to 6 hours, first of all. And then, you know, intersplicing like the audio snippets, making sure they weren't too long and all that. But when I switched to YouTube, I got more looser, and because I couldn't control like all of the things, you know, like let's say that it took me a long time to figure out how to say something, or I was mispronouncing somebody's name. You could edit all that stuff in audio post, but you can't do that when you're live. So it really takes a mind shift of going from being in a very controlled environment, because also I would try to get the people to use proper mics, make sure they were in, you know, there was no background noise, but a lot of the technology now does that for you in some cases. So there has been a lot of technological upgrades that definitely makes this better. And I was hoping that now that you can actually do video edits with text editing, which is incredible thing to be alive when you can literally edit video by editing text like the transcript. It still takes a long time to do the edit, at least for me. Even though you have tools like Descript, if you don't know about Descript, that will allow you to do that kind of stuff. It's pretty amazing time, but as a control freak, it doesn't matter how easy the tools get. Like, it still doesn't necessarily take the time away that you really want it to, to do. So the one thing, we're about to end, but before we do, I want to, if I can bring this up really quickly. It's because we had my Uncle Charles on.
Yeah.
I wanted to end with my Uncle Charles, and that's me in the middle at 5 or 6 years old, and my Uncle Charles' friend Cecil to the left there. So that's my Uncle Charles, and so we're definitely ending now, so I can go do something with my Uncle Charles while he is here with me. So with that being said, Michael Dean, take us on out.
All right. Well, we want to send a heartfelt love and thank you. And just, hey, we miss you, brother, to Ricky. Hopefully
Yes.
he's doing well. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Salute to D'Angela. Salute to Celie. Salute to myself. Salute to you, the watcher who's watching this for the first time. Yes, please like and subscribe. You have found your new home. And with that, I guess I'm going to say, work it like a job. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace. And just really quickly, because Baby Love is asking, this isn't an estate shirt. I don't know when I got it, but I think I might have gotten it from Paisley Park. I can't remember, but it's an official shirt. All right. And we are outie.
See me later tonight.